Hey y'all, it's Leslie here. Hope you all are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you back to your Harris County Live show. My name is Leslie Chapman, and I serve the amazing people of Cypress and Northwest Houston in Harris County, located in Texas. Today, we're talking all about appraisals. So, this is kind of near and dear to me. I had an experience not too long ago, some months back. My husband and I were in the process of refinancing one of our rental properties. The lender scheduled for the appraiser to go out and appraise the property. So I arranged it, scheduled it with my tenant, said, hey, the appraiser is going to be coming. Sorry about that. The appraiser is going to be coming. And so had it all arranged. I had done my own analysis and figured what the value of the property already was because I have tools to do that. So I did that. And so I had an idea in mind. I had a certain range in mind. I figured, okay, maybe off by some thousands up to like 5,000, 7,000. Well, that appraisal came back. It was significantly lower than what both the lender and I had figured for the appraisal value. I saw, or for the value of the home, I saw the lender's numbers, and my numbers came out close to the lender's numbers, was within 3,000. Man, that thing came back significantly lower, like 30,000 lower. I was like, whoa. Anyway, so thankfully, I have the tools and the skills to communicate clearly. So I carefully crafted an email requesting a reevaluation of that appraisal. And I supported it with my own analysis. And I also supported it with pictures of the work that we've done on the property. And when they did that reevaluation, that appraisal value was up 19,000. So, woo! You need to be able to push or take a stand for what it is that you want. Anyway, the lender said that was a boss move. And it was a boss move because I knew the home values were the property's worth. And if I didn't know, they would have just taken advantage and we wouldn't, be able to do that whole refi. So I was like, not standing for that. So anyway, my boss move did produce results. Hey, thank you, Brandy. Yes. So if you or your buyer are getting a loan to buy a house, the bank will send an appraiser. This is really important for people buying homes, considering buying homes, selling homes. The dreaded appraisal. I mean, it's the one thing that can stop a deal from not going through, whatever that value comes back at. So let's talk about what the appraiser's purpose, what their sole role is. The appraiser's sole purpose is to protect the bank's investment in your home. The bank wants to know that the buyer isn't overpaying so that if the buyer ever defaults on the loan, the bank can foreclose on the home and recover the investment. That's the sole purpose of the appraiser. So to determine the home's value, the bank's appraiser will compare properties similar to yours that have recently sold in your area. They try to get within half a mile radius of your home. If they have to go out because they don't have any data to go, they'll go like a mile out. But in the Houston area, for the most part, if you're living, within the county lines or whatever, you try to get those homes within half a mile radius. So they look at those things. They compare your home to homes recently sold in the area. Those are called comparables or comps for short. I'm sure you've heard the word comps. They run the comps. That's what they're talking about. They're comparing your home, that property that you're interested in, to other properties that are similar make and model near where you live. In addition to the comps, the appraiser will also consider things like the home's condition, wear and tear, upgrades, age, size, the size of the home, lot size as well to determine its value. So they take all that into consideration. Once the value has been determined, you'll receive an appraisal packet with all of the details. So now let's talk about the four main components of an appraisal. Number one is a complete walkthrough. When I was scheduling, going back to my example, the appraiser for that rental property, I had to let my tenant know that the appraiser was going to be inside and outside. They don't stay long, but they have to walk through the home. They do a complete walkthrough. The bank's appraiser will walk through the home, the entire house, to get an idea of the overall condition. They will also confirm tax records and note any upgrades done to the home. Number 2, home details. After the appraiser completes the walkthrough, they'll compile all of the details of the house into their software. They'll enter details like the square footage, how many rooms are in the home, how many baths are in the home. And so if you converted another room, a room that wasn't initially, like if you had a 3-bedroom and you converted it to a 4-bedroom, like they'll make those distinctions, because remember, they're trying to get an apples to apples comparison with other homes that are in your area, right? So they take all of that, they take into account measurements as well. Number 3, comparables. So what they do there is the appraiser will find comparable homes, like I told you, that have sold recently in the area. They try to keep it tight. They like to go within 3 months, but they may have to go out to 6 months. 6 months is still good, but they like to look at homes that recently sold, like in a tight time frame in your area, and they'll note all the similarities to those comparable homes and include pictures of those comparable homes. They'll get that data from the MLS, but they use that to compare. They want to try and get as close to an apples to apples comparison as they can. And then the last thing, the 4th component, is the evaluation, which is the most important part of the appraisal packet. This evaluation is the amount that the appraiser deems the home is worth. This dollar amount will be sent to the bank, the buyer, and the seller, so all parties know how much the bank is willing to lend. If you are selling a home and the appraisal comes back low, the buyer will probably demand that you lower the price, which means less money in your pocket. This is why it's so important to have a great real estate agent, yours truly, on your side. Just kidding, but it's good to have a good realtor who can price the home correctly to begin with and communicate that value throughout the process to the appraiser, so they can take that into consideration. I know for me, when I run comparables, I take into consideration the upgrades made on the home. I research the properties that have recently that are active and with similar amenities and upgrades as your property. And I also research properties that have sold that also have similar amenities, upgrades as your property. I try to keep it within the 3 to 6 month sold range as well, because I know that apples to apples is really important. You don't want to compare your property to a home that sold last year. You want to kind of keep it in that window, that 3-month window. So at this point, you may be convinced that you may need some guidance in the area of appraisals, but you may also be thinking you don't know where to start. If you are thinking about making a move, I can help you through the process. Just send me a message or text message or direct message me. My phone number is 713-517-0271. I promise no pressure, no sales tactics, just the help and the guidance that you need. Finally, if you are a resident of Harris County and surrounding, my Fort Bend folks, got to give them some love. And my Montgomery County folks too, got to give y'all some love too. But if you're in the Harris County area, northwest side, that's where I kind of reside, I want to let you know that you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Your Harris County, and I want y'all to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Your Harris County. I also have a blog, yourharriscounty.com, where this actual video will reside on YouTube, and I will be blogging later on this week about this. So everything that I'm talking about with appraisals will also be on my blog, yourharriscounty.com. So if there are any questions, I can stay on to answer any questions if you have any. If you ask questions later, I always check the live stream later, and I will address any questions that you may have as well. So there you have it. That's the latest and the greatest on appraisals and why they are so important, and what you can start to do to prepare yourself if you're selling. You're welcome. You're welcome, Brandy. You can prepare yourself if you're selling and or buying, so that you know what you need to look forward to and things that you can consider, and then your agent can help you mitigate if there are any risks that you're trying to manage. All right, take care. Bye.